Hey everyone, I'm Brian Sparks, editor of Greenhouse Grower, and I am back with Laura Barth, research coordinator at American Floral Endowment. How are you today, Laura?
Good, Brian. How are you?
Good, good. So I know coming into this, what we wanted to talk about was challenges facing the floriculture industry. And I know AFE has done a lot of work in the past year, either formally through surveys and polls and informally through conversations with folks in the industry about what some of the key challenges are. So Laura, let's get your perspective on what you're hearing in discussions, with folks from across the industry, again, whether it's through informal conversations or more formal polling methods to see what are the biggest challenges the industry is facing.
Yep. So we earlier this year we had an industry summit, and we have wanted to get even more feedback from growers about some of these challenges. And so, like you mentioned, we have had discussions, and we've sent out surveys, and we've done some polling. So we have almost 100 responses from growers,
Okay.
and some of the and I should mention too, these aren't just challenges. So when we sent out the survey, we asked not only challenges, but what could AFE fund
Mhm.
that would be helpful for your business. And so um, some of the challenges or research project ideas that I have, the top responses are AI and AI
Mhm.
applications, technology integration. So that could go in several different directions. Biostimulants was a top one.
Okay.
Logistics, thrips control, info on PGRs, raw materials. So for growing media, and also the sustainability of raw materials that are being used,
Sure.
and water use efficiency. And so is that kind of in line with your discussions? And those of you watching this right now, if you disagree with those, or you have things you want to add, or if you want to confirm those, please reach out to me.
Yeah. Well, I'd say, yeah, my end too. We're hearing a lot of the same things. The other things that I would bring up were, I mean, labor is obviously going to be always one of the bigger challenges growers face
Mhm.
with today's current environment with the tariff situation, where there's a lot of uncertainty. We hear about how growing operations can plan for the next year, not knowing what their prices are going to be and then how they're ultimately going to pass those prices on to their end customer, whether it's the end consumer or whether it's somebody else in the supply chain. So I think those kind of match up with some of what you were talking about. I think what stood out to me from your list too was a couple of the things that were on your list of challenges are really new, areas of this market. I think AI, obviously, that's a big topic that everybody talks about. Also, biostimulants, I think, is another one that really caught my eye. Because I mean, you hear about the emergence of biological controls, and that's great. Biostimulants is a field that is perhaps even newer than biological pest control. So to kind of see, how growers want to know how they can incorporate that into their businesses, I think is something really interesting. So I think the information that you've been able to compile mirrors very nicely with what I think we've compiled on the greenhouse grower team. To get back to your point about solutions, so what is the next step then for AFE when it comes to going through what growers are telling you and then how AFE can respond?
So I'm glad you mentioned labor and tariffs, because those absolutely came up during our discussions. But those aren't things that AFE can fund as directly.
Right.
So yeah, what we're doing from these conversations and this feedback is taking it to our research committee, and we're using it to help fine tune our research priorities so we can fund the most impactful projects for the coming years. So we just really want to ensure that we, know what the growers need, and that we support projects that can help provide solutions.
Yeah, well, and I think that's a great approach to take, hearing directly from growers. These are the challenges that we have, and here's how AFE can respond to these challenges. I really like that approach, and I think it can help guide the industry forward in the right direction. So, and as this work continues, we're more than happy to catch up to continue talking about this, whether it's through conversations like this, whether it's through follow-up articles that you want to put together. I'd love to keep having this conversation.
Definitely. I would too, Brian. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me today, Laura.
Thanks.